Hello, this City of Boise Planning and Development Services video is to announce the introduction of Boise Secure coming to the E-Plan review system on January 21st, 2026. We're excited to announce a change in how citizens log into the system. The biggest change at the very beginning when you log in on January 21st is going to be the login page. You'll notice here at the screenshots there is no email and password login. You will simply start with applicant login. In this video and walkthrough, we're going to walk through the key points for citizens. What is Boise Secure? How do you get started? And who to ask when you have questions. To access the webpage for Boise Secure, please navigate to thecityofboise.org and type in Boise Secure. This page has been set up by the information technology team at the City of Boise. What you'll notice within this page is an overview on what Boise Secure is. For ePlan review, we are excited to announce that it's going to help eliminate the need to input the email and password to get into your profile for ePlan review. ePlan review is the first system going live with the Boise Secure integration. So what's going to happen on January 21st? On day one, there will be two sets of citizens, the returning people and the new people. Returning people are everyone who has had an account before January 21st, 2026. Everyone will simply just need to reset their password through the Boise Secure prompts. Now, the new people are for the people who are starting applications on our permitting and licensing site and have to create a ePlan review profile, which will now be through Boise Secure. On January 21st, if you're a returning customer, you might have the ePlan review site bookmarked onto your browser. If you do not, you can navigate to ePlan review by going to our cityofboise.org site and navigating to the Permitting and Licensing and Planning and Development Services page. Permitting and licensing is over here on the right-hand side under other links. You can also navigate to ePlan review right below it. By clicking on this link, you'll be directed to the new login. If you're a returning user to ePlan review, that means you've had an account prior to January 21st, 2026. You will simply need to use the forgot password instructions when you log in to the City of Boise ePlan review portal. First, start by clicking on Applicant Login. You may notice that your web browser may ask you to allow access to connect to the site. Go ahead and click on Allow. On this system, you'll notice that it's asking for an email address. We are actually going to provide the email address that you had prior to January 21st, 2026. When you click on this field, you may notice that the browser provides you some additional usernames. That's normal if you have your browser passwords and autofill enabled. Keep in mind that you may set up a different password for this site. When logging in, if you try and use the password that was there with your ePlan review profile prior to January 21st, 2026, it may not let you gain access. So please use the forgot password option below. Ensure that your email is listed and click continue. Locate the password reset in your inbox. Please keep in mind this will come from a sender that says no reply at cityofboise.org. When you open up the email, locate the code that's within the email. Depending on your email settings or your cybersecurity setup for your organization or home, you may have the code left aligned or maybe some images skewed. Please ensure that the no reply at cityofboise.org sender is listed as a contact within your email settings to help mitigate some of the delivery of notifications. Copy this email notification verification code. Return to the site and input the code into your profile. Click Continue. After clicking Continue, you'll notice that the new password and re-enter new password fields should display. Please enter in a password that matches the password criteria that displays below. When you do show password, you're able to confirm the password. If you notice that there is an item that is missing below, the criteria may gray out. If you backspace and notice that some of these password fields light up red, then it's not going to be accepted and you won't be able to continue. So make sure that the password meets all the criteria. Click Reset Password once you have met all the criteria. Once again, if your browser offers to save the password, you can go ahead and click on Update Password. Or, no thanks. Boise Secure will save your password on the site. When I go back to login, we are returned to the main login page, where if you click on Applicant Login once more, then it will ask you to log in with the new password. Go ahead and input your email. Once you've entered in the new password, you return to the profile of your ePlan Review site. Moving forward, anytime you access your ePlan Review site, when you click on Applicant Login, you will log into your normal Project Docs dashboard. If you have questions about accessing a case, please contact permits@cityofboise.org over email. For new users to ePlan Review, in order to start an ePlan Review case, you will have to create an ePlan Review invitation, which is generated after submitting a building or planning application on our permitting and licensing site. You will be emailed instructions to set up an account or log into ePlan Review. For new users, you will navigate to the applicant login page to begin the account creation. If you are new to the system, you will start by clicking on the Create an Account button below. On your browser, you may notice that as you start typing, auto-filled information may display. Please make sure you fill out all the information. Once you have filled out all the information, then you will be allowed to continue. I am able to continue now that I have filled out all the fields to the next step. After submitting the information, you will be required to provide the validation code that went to your email. Please note, this email will be coming from a no reply at City of Boise, so it may end up in a spam or junk folder. To help mitigate this, please make sure you add no reply at City of Boise to your contacts list. Depending on your email settings, the email might have some text that's obscured. may be left aligned. This is an example where the verification code is just on the left-hand side. Please make sure that your no reply is listed as a contact. Take the verification code from this email and copy it. With the copied verification code, input it into the field, make sure that there are no spaces, and click Continue. If you did not receive the code, you can always resend it. I'm going to now click Continue. Now, the system is asking me to set up a password for my new account. As you start typing out the password, there'll be some password criteria that's needed. You'll notice green means that the password is going to be meeting all of the criteria items. If you see gray, that means that it's not a required item, but it's recommended. And finally, if you see any passwords or the password field item line up with red, then that means the requirements have not been met. You can always validate the password by using the Show Password icon here listed. Now that I have listed a password that's acceptable, I can click Continue. The phone verification is an option that is offered with the Boise Secure system in order to enable two-factor authentication. Skipping will disable this option. In this example, I'm going to hit Continue and provide the code that went to a mobile device that accepts text messages. You may notice in the example, I used the permit desk phone to be able to get through that original verification. The text code would have been sent to the phone, and I'm now going to be able to click on Continue. The system is now recognizing that I've submitted everything and followed up with the instructions, and it's now logging me in. When I click on Applicant Login, the system will recognize my profile and log me into the profile page of ePlan Review. If you by chance landed at this page, it's basically a ePlan profile page where the system is asking you to fill out some required information. After filling out the information, you can click Save to confirm that your information has been saved, and then click back on the Home button to be directed to your dashboard page. If you have any questions on accessing a case, please email permits@cityofboise.org. Congratulations! You were able to navigate and set up your Boise Secure account through ePlan Review. In conclusion, what's going to happen on January 21st? If you're a returning person, you will reset your password. So if you had an account before ePlan Review migrated to Boise Secure, that's before January 21st, you will follow the steps to reset your password and gain access to your profile. If you're a new person, meaning that you started a new application on January 21st, 2026, and moving forward, you will have to register through Boise Secure and follow the steps in this video to register for a new account. If you have any questions on January 21st about logging into your account or getting access to a project, please email us at permits@cityofboise.org. Thank you.